Hi, welcome to the first episode of Cycloholics Speak at Cafe Sparrows. This is your host Anupam, and today we are at Cafe Sparrows at Noida. Our hangout, which has become one of our favorites due to many reasons. It opens at 7:30 a.m., which any cyclist would love to come at that time, and it offers food that we need: gluten-free, ketogenic, and healthy. What else would you ask for? And for our guest today, so you know him as a cyclist, you know him as a veteran cyclist. You know him as a food lover, you know him maybe as a musician, as somebody who writes well, who plays the keyboard as well. An entrepreneur, a corporate guy in his past. Any guesses? Yes, you're right. That's Deepender Sehajpal. So welcome Deepender to the show, and it is a privilege to have you with us at the Cycloholics Speak show at Sparrows at home. Who are you really? Who is Deepender Sehajpal? You're a cyclist, a corporate guy, a food lover? Who are you?
Thank you so much for having me here, Anupam. I'll tell you who I am in a bit, but my absolute pleasure and privilege to be on your show. And I wish you all the very best. Just like you made Cycloholics such a beautiful platform. You know me as a cyclist, and that is what I really enjoy doing it. Like all of us, when we go out for a outing with friends, we like to let our bathroom singer come out. And sometimes maybe we take the interest a little further and try to dabble in a few more things like playing keyboard, etc. So I have these various interests, and I'm not shy to go and pursue them. And also because of social media, the platform is available today to showcase this. So I being incorrigible show off. So I want to put all of this on social media and maybe try to prove a point to my trained singer sister and a trained tabla player singer and my friends who sing very well like Smita and other friends that that I can also do something. So it's just like that. And so, but if you ask me exactly what I really enjoy doing of all the interests that I have, I really love cycling, and I love cycling myself, and I love being part of the organizing teams for various events.
That is awesome. And you're very close to music also, as I see, right?
Yeah.
That's a very close passion of yours, maybe if not cycling, as close to cycling as something else. So tell us something more about that.
My closeness to music is about me liking music like any other music buff. I do not have any particular genres of interest. I listen to everything because I think music kind of represents joy, and it kind of helps you unwind after a day's work, etc. So I always liked music, playing it in my car or singing along. So that is my interest. I'm not very deeply into music, that I do not know music theory as such. Okay. Whatever I picked up has been completely on my own. It's not talent actually. It's whatever ability I have is just there. It's not been picked by some training, etc. And I've learned playing music and keyboard, etc. purely by playing by the ear. Yeah. Okay. It is just like letting your interests find, some kind of like manifestation, and with social media around, I just keep tinkering with it, that's it.
So Deepender, what is randonneuring all about? The history, the culture, just maybe the origin of the word also. What exactly?
Well, it's a French term, randonneuring, and then there's a term called audax. Okay. So audax comes from the word audacious. Okay. A rider who's audacious enough to go and attempt a very long distance. Oh. So a rider would explore a new route, ride self-supported, come back and tell the other riding community that I have done this route and now you can take part in it. That is how initially these routes were created. So the focus was not on racing, the focus was on the distance and completing it in a given time. So basically you're not racing against another rider, you're racing against yourself actually.
True.
So that is the concept. So the French term for this is randonneuring. One of the oldest known clubs is called ACP France, Audax Club de Parisien, which has been in operation since 1891. And they are the flag bearers of this format across the world, where they are certifying, and the word they use is homologation for about 60 plus countries. India is one of them. And this format has been expanding at a very rapid pace in territories like Japan, Thailand, India, and purely because it's a beautiful sport, cycling, where this format has brought in the possibility of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. You see?
Very beautiful.
So that is where you're not a racer, you're not a time trialist, you're not racing in a national event. So anybody who's an amateur rider can get a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment by being in these formats, which are internationally recognized. And your medals are sent from France, so there's a lot of heritage also involved in this, heritage also attached to this. So that is why it's a very rapidly growing format, and it is wonderful to be associated with Randonnering as a rider myself, and then also as part of the Audex India Noida chapter. So this is what I think kind of sums up what Randonnering is all about. And you yourself are a rider, and you've been riding this, So we all know that what joy it is, to one, the sense of fulfillment, and then the camaraderie that we have, and the beautiful community that has been built around Randonnering across the world. In India now we have 59 plus clubs across various cities. So it's a great network.
So coming from that figure, like you said, 59 clubs are there in India. So how largely this form of cycling, that is Randonnering, has it picked up in India in, let's say, the last 2 or 3 years, as you see?
We started cycling in 2012, and when we learned about Randonnering, obviously it fascinates you in terms of the big numbers of kilometers that you can do.
Yeah.
So then, as a amateur who hasn't done such a big number, you're very excited, and you go and post on Facebook. So you go and post about 400 kilometers that you've done, and everybody is excited, and they're in awe. Oh, really? That sounds a very big number. And the role of social media has been very instrumental in making this format very popular. So slowly, over the last few years, from 2012 onwards, the number of clubs have increased, the numbers of riders have increased, also because the mileages in terms of achievements of 400, 600, which were thought to be big numbers at one point in time, became a regular affair where new riders could do those numbers. So we started seeing Indians participating in the big events, then talking about this, and then getting coverage. And that has led to a lot of new riders getting inspired, and new platforms are coming in. There used to be about 20 odd Audex clubs, and today there are 59 clubs. So new cities are getting added. So that is why this format, because it's very doable, and cycling is not an impact sport, and if you are training in good number of hours, you surely can achieve those numbers. So all of this together has led to the growth of this format.
So how is this inertia going to be maybe in the next couple of years? In my experience in the last 2 years, I've seen it grow exponentially.
Yeah.
Like when we rode and now I see people riding, there's so much of exponential rise.
So when you are an individual rider, you do 200, 300, 400, 600, you become a super rider, SR. Then you do 1,000, 1,200, then you go and ride a PVP or LEL. Then you say, what next?
Yeah.
Then you maybe switch, the format, you go to racing, or maybe you go to mountain biking, etc. You do all kind of amateur events, and that is when you wonder, oh really, I have done everything, where do I go next from here? So a rider might hit a plateau, but the format won't hit the plateau, because there's so many new riders coming.
You answered my next question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this format won't hit the plateau. Okay. There's so many new riders coming in, who will again go through the same journey. Like when I see you doing this and get excited, so I, think of a Urdu sher saying, "Jante hai ehwal tere, barse hue, guzra tha main bhi is rahe guzar se."
Wow.
So I really understand what you're going through.
Yeah.
When you get excited, you call me up, sir, Deepender, I want to get this 53 chain ring. I'm going for 1200, I'm going for 300. Main kya khaun, kya piyu? So I realized, oh, I have done all of this. Yeah. And my mentors, Yogen and Anju, and Gagan sir, I would call them and ask them the same things.
So what keeps you going? Like you still cycle. I know you talked about reaching a plateau.
See, when I was cycling and participating in breves, obviously that is when you were trying to set a benchmark for yourself to test your endurance. Okay, that's a different mindset altogether. But cycling as such is a very pure activity. It kind of sets you free. You're not playing any other role. You and your cycle. It kind of takes you back to your boyhood. And for me, that's my me time. So also cycling is a non-impact sport. So if you want to stay fit and maintain endurance, cycling is a great option. So I do it for various reasons.
I know, and I go speechless at times also when somebody asks me, why do you cycle on a cold winter morning or a hot summer afternoon?
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah,
that's me.
And sometimes I cycle only for Strava.
Yeah. So how does your family handle this passion of yours? Or let me put it this way, so many passions of yours. So how is your family dealing with this, or how do they cope up?
See, my family has been very supportive. My wife and I have known each other since very early school, college days. So she completely understands my personality, and my parents have been very supportive, you know. So I have always been very unconventional about what I have done in my life in terms of choosing a career, or having decided to stop working for some time, or you know, choosing various things that I've been doing. So there has never been any issue about it, because they realize that I get a lot of joy in doing what I do. So they've been very supportive. In fact, my daughter also, you know, I bought her a cycle and she cycles with me. My wife also, whenever she gets time, she cycles.
That's right.
So it's a great connector. Cycling is a topic in my home which brings joy. You know, so they all like that, you know, I am doing something which I enjoy.
And what other forms of cycling have you been indulging in apart from roller?
See, I enjoy endurance cycling, so that is what I have done mainly. But I have also done a bit of mountain cycling, where I did Manali Leh, and I have done some trails, I've done some duathlons.
Wow.
But endurance cycling is something which excites me, purely because the number is so big. The joy of being on the road, and the experience that you get on the road,
Yes.
and the content that you get on the road,
Oh yes.
is amazing. The kind of people you talk with, the dhaba food, you know,
The stories on the road.
stories on the road, the change in the weather on your ride, okay, then fighting your sleep, and then obviously all of us in each ride will come to a point where we realize, okay, we can't go any further.
Yes.
Then the mind over the matter,
Yeah.
you know, that comes in. So when you win and you get a sense of fulfillment, achievement,
Yeah.
that is what you know, keeps me going, you know.
So what have been your most proud moments or your achievements which you know you cherish, as if you had a showcase at the corner of your house, out of maybe 10 things, which would be those bestest of the things or experiences you would want to keep there?
Well, each ride is beautiful. Each one of them has been an amazing achievement, and I've cherished each one of my rides. Obviously, there are some rides which are more famous, like Paris, which I finished in 2015. I being the first North Indian to have finished that.
Wow.
Then having finished the Flesh just now last year, along with where you were also riding. So that will give me the first random 5,000 medal in North India again.
Awesome.
Having finished the Tour of Nilgiris, where Kalahati climb is beautiful. So that, plus doing Manali Leh. In fact, on the Baralachala Pass, I actually had a time which was there on Strava for 3 years, where I was in top 3. So things like that, you know. So yeah, so these are talking points, but not really important. What is really important is that you're cycling, and you're connected with the community, and you enjoy the activity, and it kind of brings a very positive impact in your life, and there's something to look forward to every single day. And because the sport is so addictive, and it is very comprehensive in terms of what it offers you in terms of equipment, terrain, etc. So I think it's a lifetime addiction for anybody.
Any message you have for our viewers that you would want to share? Everybody who is going to view this episode of Cycloholics Speaks.
Just follow your heart, do what you like, and it's very cliche to say these things, you know, in today's time, because these statements are made by everybody saying follow your passion, etc. But really, you know, just do what you want to do, and don't let circumstances and don't let financial constraints or anything stop you. Because if you really want to do something, you'll find a way.
So thank you, Deepender, for being with us today at our first episode of Cycloholics Speaks, and you know, it is a pleasure to speak to you anytime, and today on this platform. A small token from our side and the Sparrows team. So for your gracious presence.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anubhav. It's honor and a privilege and pleasure to be on your show. And I've always been a big fan of yours for your superb energy. Not only you are a great cyclist, you're a wonderful human being.
Thank you so much.
And you've been doing you've been doing wonderful work around cycling by managing the Cycloholics platform, and also now as part of Noida Randomers, the marshalling team, and the, you know, so great to be here on the show. I wish your show all the success. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so today we had Deepender with us, and you know, awesome discussions, awesome coffee, and we'll be back with more episodes, with more guests and more things to be covered. So watch out for us in the upcoming episodes, and please do not forget to subscribe to the Cycloholics channel. You all know how to do it, so thank you so much. See you next time.